Have you ever met someone who seems remarkably together? They're reliable, they're calm in a crisis, and they seem to have a sixth sense for how people feel? Often, that strength isn't just a personality trait. It's an invisible armor forged in a difficult childhood. When you grow up in an environment that feels like a storm, your brain develops a specific set of superpowers just to navigate it. Today, we're looking at 5 silent habits of childhood survivors that most people completely miss. First is something I call the vibe detector. You don't just walk into a room, you download it. You notice the second a conversation gets tense, or when a smile doesn't reach someone's eyes. In psychology, this is often a result of having to predict the mood of a parent or caregiver to stay safe. You became an expert in nonverbal cues before you even knew what they were. It's a brilliant survival tool, but as an adult, it can be exhausting because you're constantly on, even when you're supposed to be relaxing. Do you feel a strange sense of panic when someone nearby is upset? Habit number 2 is the fixer mentality. If you grew up feeling like the emotional thermostat for your family, you likely carried that into adulthood. You feel like it's your job to smooth things over, crack a joke, or apologize even when you did nothing wrong. You aren't just being nice. You're subconsciously trying to stabilize your environment so you can finally feel safe. This one is the hardest to explain to others. You struggle with peace. When things are going too well, you get anxious. Why? Because in a traumatic childhood, quiet was often just the calm before the storm. If you find yourself waiting for something to go wrong the moment life gets easy, it's because your nervous system is still conditioned for the next wave. To you, relaxation feels like lowering your guard. Finally, there's the fortress. You are likely fiercely, sometimes stubbornly, independent. Asking for help feels like a weakness because, at one point, you learned that you were the only person you could truly count on. But here's the beautiful part. This same history has given you a deep empathy. You can sit with someone in their darkest hour without flinching because you've been there. You offer others the safety you didn't always have. If you recognized yourself in these habits, I want you to know, you didn't fail at being a kid. You succeeded at surviving. These traits made you resilient. But you don't have to live in survival mode forever. Healing starts when you realize you're safe enough now to let that armor down. Just a little. Which of these habits do you carry with you? Let's talk about it in the comments. I'll see you in the next video.